Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today I'm on the test server because I want to show you a team that, well, pretty much I start working on for Hydra, and I'm trying to get my goal to hit 1 billion damage on Hydra with a Trunda team. So we all know and we are all aware, and most of the people are really upset because of the whole Hydra change, and it's understandable, right? It killed the damage for everybody, it lowered the cap, and it had a massive impact the way that they've done these changes, and some of them they went too far. I 100% agree. But I'm just trying to build up on basically what's happened, and I'm trying to go ahead and see what I can do and see what Trunda can do in the current circumstances with what we have available. Why can I not speak? I don't know. I don't know. So the first thing that I want to mention is the fact that with all of these changes, Trunda cannot do that insane damage that she used to do, in the sense of she's not going to be able to do 50 times the damage of everybody else, right? You might have seen videos from other content creators. I know my brother from another mother, Scratch, had a video where he showed the Trunda teams doing like 4 billion on Nightmare, right? Stuff like that. But even like that, from my point of view, it's a bit more balanced because, well, it's 4 billion and it's not 40 billion, right? It's like there's still a little bit of room for competition there, even though at the end of the day, you're never going to be able to compete with the highest Krakens, but there's still place to improve, right? Like, for example, they do 4 billion, but you might be doing, I don't know, 500 million or 400 million, as opposed to you doing 1 billion and they do 100 billion or whatever. You know, they can do a lot more damage, and it impacts higher. The impact before we used to be higher. Anyway, we talked enough. This is pretty much the team that I start with, and it's I'm not gonna lie, this is exactly the team, or not exactly, this is similar to the team that I had before Hydra was changed, right? Before the whole Hydra was buffed, Trunda was nerfed, and all of that happened. This was pretty much my team. The only thing that had different was I didn't have Bivaled in the team. I had Airshred in the team because I wanted more increased speed, more increased attack, you know, another person that could bring me curse and stuff like that. So because of that change, the thing that has become more important now with Hydra is to be covered on all of your right buffs, your right debuffs, all of that stuff, because otherwise, you know, just like that, you can get one shot, right? If something doesn't happen for your team, or you don't have enough survivability or a strong enough reviver, you can just get one shot. Head of Wrath comes up. If he doesn't have the decrease attack and he puts increase attack and you don't have all of your buffs, you can just be one shot. So pretty much the reason why I brought Bivaled in this team is to cover me for those situations, right? Every time you decapitate a head, let me just play the run a little bit so it, you know, I think I forgot to change something though. Let me just go again. So I'm gonna play the round while I explain, but pretty much what you need and what it's really important to keep in mind is the fact that, well, you need to be covered, right? Because after you start killing the heads and you decapitate them, after you bring them back, well, there's gonna be an issue of the fact that you're gonna have heads that come back fresh. You might have already used all your buffs, all your debuffs, and if you don't move fast enough, it's gonna be a bit tricky to try and cover it, right? To try and deal with them. Like, for example, boom, this heads back up. Am I gonna come back in time to put that block buffs or not? I did. So, you know, this is where it becomes a bit tricky. I don't have Yumiko's, right? I don't have Yumiko's. I'm lazy and I don't like to do Hydra on manual. I might have to change that if I want to compete higher in Hydra Clash, but right now, I'm still trying to do full auto teams, right? One thing that is 100% important and 100% is going to be the difference between you doing a ton more damage or not with these changes is going to be the fact that are you manualing or not? Because of the way that the decapitated heads work and the damage that they take, and the fact that you have a certain cap damage that you can do, but when the head's decapitated, you can go over that cap of damage, right? You might want to save up your nukes and do, for example, I might want to try and wait for everything to happen right, do enough damage, and then just save up to do the nuke when this head's almost dead. Just do an A2 there so I do insane amounts of damage. And you know, the way that you would do your time needs to be totally different. I'm quite sure, and you know what, this might be something that I should do for another video, or when I come back with another Hydra video. I'm quite sure I could do 1 billion damage with this team if I manual, right? Right now, though, I'm gonna do the damage that, you know, I can do. You see, good enough damage, boom, heads start respawning. One has the Will of the Serpent, one doesn't, and again, another one has it. But this team pretty much covers me for block debuffs, for decreased defense, for weaken, for increased speed, for the provoke, for the head of torment. So pretty much I'm covered for everything. The only thing that I do not have in this team, and I'm not sure I really need it, is a decreased speed, right? I do not have a champion that lands decreased speed, but yet again, like I mentioned, I'm not sure I really need it, right? Because of the way that, you know, they're popping back up. As soon as they start popping up, you want them to have a go, right? Unless we're talking about hard difficulty, right? Now we're facing hard difficulty. So on hard difficulty, I 100% don't really need decreased speed, at least as far as I tested, right? When we're talking about higher levels, yeah, because you want to come back to your skills, like, you know, you don't want stuff like this to happen maybe, but you know, it still works. It still works. I love the fact that they actually added a guaranteed HP burn for Trunda. That makes her massive. And you know what, when this video goes live tomorrow, there's a 10-15 times for Bivold. If you do manage to pull a Vive, or if you want to pull for Bivold, I would suggest you do that. He's amazing for Hydra. Or if you have a Bivold of the Thor in your what's it called, in your vault and never used him, you might want to get him out. He's pretty amazing for this. But let me show you the damage that I did with this team. Keep in mind, it's exactly like I'm showing you, it's full auto, right? I've not done anything different. I've not you know, clicked anything. It just goes how it goes, and it is what it is. And this is the damage that I managed to do. You can see Trunda 530 million. I did 624. 28 minutes is not bad. The damage is not bad. But, you know, I would love to get more. However, I will have to look at it and see how I can push the damage higher. It might be the case that now you don't want to focus everything on Trunda as we used to do, like, you know, all out full damage from Trunda if you're doing full auto, and maybe bring some other DPS. But I don't know. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comments down below. I'm open to those suggestions. But let's have a quick look, I guess, at the presets and quickly go through the builds that I have on these people. So I make Trunda open with the A3, then always prioritize the A2. Bivold open with the A2, then prioritize the A2 for the provokes, and then the A3 because you want to do those heals. Glaycat, first priority A3, second priority A2. Kymar open with the A1 because he's faster than Trunda. I want Trunda to do a hit first and everybody else. Open with the A1, then do the reset. But don't use the A2, you don't really need it. Unless you do semi-manual, if something happens, there's too many buffs and you want to stop it, use the A2 and then continue. You mostly care about Kymar's reset if you're going to use a Kymar. If you have Yumiko's, it's a completely different team. Then Gartak, only have him use the A3 and then the A1, obviously to bring some healings back. And then Lydia prioritize the A2. Now, when it comes to the builds, Bivold is in a Reflex plus Perception. You can see his stats. Okay, I didn't perfectly rebuild him. I just added him in there with a reflex build. He pretty much needs to have like 400 resist to be my mischief tank, right? Because he has the blood shield accessory. He does have lightning cage, which helps with that. And then these are his masteries. He's a good one to try and be your mischief tank. Again, because he does bring that, you know, he doesn't do as much damage anyway, so might as well try to make him mischief tank. Then let's look at Lydia. These are Lydia's masteries, same as before. She's in a curse set plus perception. Her stats 250 speed, then, you know, really high accuracy, but this high accuracy was built for something else. I might change her. You can get her to have higher stats. You can get her maybe to do some damage if you want, but she's not going to do obscene numbers anyway, so I wouldn't worry about that. Then Glaycat of the Meltwater, if you did pull him this weekend, congrats. He's, from my point of view, better than Duchess. He's Duchess 2.0. He's amazing for Hydra. I have him in 9-piece protection, then I have him really fast and with high resist. This resistance was built for Nightmare. Again, you need a Nightmare around 500 resist. This is a little bit overboard, so I could just go ahead and lower that. You can see I have a lot more, right? I can swap this from, let me see, this resistance to something else, but it works for me. You just want him fast, have some resist, because you don't want debuffs like heal, prohibition, provoke to land on him. So having around 400 resist for hard is gonna be mandatory. Then try to get him like 300 speed and then survivability. These are his masteries. I do have War Master because if there's Leech out there from Bivold, when he gets his HP low, he has a chance to heal back up by proccing that War Master. Then Garptak, again, 9 pieces protection. The reason why I gave him 9 pieces protection is because he can land continuous heal on the A1, right? So if he does that, paired with a mastery that extends the buffs, which I chose for him, you can have, you know, 1 or maximum of 2 continuous heals on your champions, and that's gonna give them a bit more damage. So, you know, trying to do something interesting, because there's nothing else from my point of view that makes sense for Garptak. Maybe a Guardian set, but you know what, if I can get 5% more damage, why not? His stats to 83 speed, I even have 100% crit rate, accuracy is a bit low, but with a Hydra boost for hard, he's doing just fine. And then survivability, Kaimar is built for, again, he's built basically for my Fire Knight hard, for Hydra, for reset, for everything. He's my reset for everything, and I always have to finick around with the speeds to make him work everywhere, because some places he needs to be fast, some places he needs to be low, so this is the right spot. But I have him in reflex, 3 pieces of refresh, because I want to have those chances to keep refreshing my my reset, right? 15% chance if I do back-to-back Seal of Magic, it's going to give us some damage. But I'm not sure this is perfect for Hydra anymore, because if you do that, they're gonna come back with with Serpent's Will. However, I guess at least 1, if not 2, if all 4 of them come back at the same time, they're not gonna have it. So you know what, this I might change this in the future, but for now, this is what I have on him. His speed is 253, and then damage build with some accuracy to land his stuff. And then these are his masteries, and then the main event, Trunda, which isn't in my best Merciless anymore. She's in 6 pieces Merciless, 2 pieces of Cruel, then obviously fully bulked. These are her masteries. You 100% want to get on her Helm Smasher. You want to get Stoked to Fury if you have Gartak, so you do more damage. And then these are her total stats, 241, 100%, good attack, good crit damage, and accuracy pretty much I don't care about, because for that lower level, with the boost that I have from my Great Hull, it works just fine. But yeah, this is pretty much my post-nerf Trunda team, 600 million. I'm pretty happy with that, right? I'm pretty happy, and I'm just gonna keep working on it and see if I can come up with some other stuff or any other teams I'm gonna be building. I'm gonna share with you guys, because all of us are back to the drawing board. We're starting again from scratch and trying to push our Hydra damages to the max. But yeah, this is gonna be it for today, guys. Thank you all for watching. As always, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.